Hi there. So this month we're doing the Cyclamen. Well, it was actually for the page of October, but just need to finish this. And I'm going to show you here how I paint this Cyclamen. And for the sake of this video, I've just done a larger version of the flower. And I have here my paints. So I have quinacridone magenta, French ultramarine mixed, and then I have a little bit of a darker version. And here I'm just showing you my two pictures of the flower. So I always do one with the just the black and white version, and one with the color version. And this is a first video, as you can see, because it was quite long. And if you want, I have the full version on my Patreon channel, so I can leave a link for you there. So if you want to go there and watch the full video at normal speed. So in here I'm just showing you how I start. So these are my brushes. I use the miniature brushes and the normal Winsor & Newton number 7. And normally I start with a light wash. So I wet the area first, because this is quite a larger area. So I wetted a little bit first, and then I apply the first wash. So I don't do a lot of 3D modeling here, but I did put a little bit of a darker area where the shadow is. And then I'm applying the paint on a petal which is not touching that first one. And there is a bit of a lighter area there, so I'm just removing some of the paint that has gone there. And I just proceed like this for all of the petals. So just apply a little bit of water, and then just the paint. So then I do this light wash for all the areas. If the area is very small, sometimes I don't do the first application of water. I just go in with the color. But normally I like to do this because I get a more even wash if I add the water. So, and there's a little area there where the sepal is, so that is going to be done with a green color, or greenish color. And this petal at the back, although it's at the back, the light is shining from the left hand side and it's making it lighter, so I'm not going to do it darker, but it needs to be a little bit lighter on the left side. And then I've made a mix, a darkening mix of cadmium yellow pale, cadmium red, and French ultramarine. And I'm going to use that mix to darken my green mix. Because the sepals have this sort of greenish brownish color. So I added a little bit more red as well, and just playing with the proportion of red and green. And then again I just apply a diluted version of the paint, and in this case I didn't use any water. So part of the sepal is more green, and part of the sepal is this like a greenish brownish color. And then the next step is to apply the second layer, and I'm going to use my other brush. So I'm going to use this damp brush here to make the transition, so to make a smooth transition. So I'm applying the color with one brush and making the smooth transition with a damp brush, with another damp brush. And again, I do this for all the petals. And of course, you can use the same brush, but you will have to rinse that brush every single time. While in this way, as you can see, I don't pick up the paint every time because I'm using the clean damp brush to sort of do this transition. So I'm just always observing where the darker areas are and applying the paint there, and then smoothing it out to make that smooth transition. And you need to remember to keep rinsing and tapping your clean brush on your on the paper towel, because that brush will pick up the paint. So at one point you will start moving the pigment as well. So you start reapplying the pigment. So keep rinsing that brush. And then I'm just applying the darker areas here on the flower. And in this case, it's just a dry brushing, so I don't wet that area. I just apply it straight away. And just working on the sepal again because it needs to be darker as well. And then the flower stalk is also this sort of greenish brownish color. It's not actually a green color. And I'm just doing the same thing. I'm applying the paint, and then I will apply a little bit of a shadow on the right side. And then in here, there is no actual shadow you can see in the picture there, but I'm applying it because that petal is folding, and it will give a better idea that the petal is actually folding with a shadow. So sometimes you need to use your artistic license to convey, because convey the image, because with a picture is different. Your brain will understand, but if it's a painting, you need to show with the paint. I'm just applying here the darker area that is sort of inside the flower, so in between the petals. And I'm applying a bit more paint in those markings in the petals as well. And just defining a little bit better where the shadows are, where the petals touch. So just to give it that little bit more of 3D effect, because it really lifts the petals once you add that little shadow underneath. So as you can see here, it makes quite a big difference when you add a little bit of a shadow. And I'm always following the direction of the petals, so of the veins of the petals. If you look closely, there will be little veins running through the petals, and it's always a good idea to follow the direction of these veins when you're applying the paint. It gives it more the idea of the proper form. So just reinforcing where the dark areas are, basically. And I just keep applying different layers until I get the desired uh, darkness. And what I do here, sometimes I just get rid of the excess paint in my brush by uh, just doing a few strokes on a little piece of scrap paper. And it's always good because you might apply too much paint if you don't do that. So at a certain point, I start doing this. So it's usually when I start doing the final layers. So reinforcing the color of the sepals as well, because there is a little bit of shadow area there. And then I did a wash with the pink color because you can more or less see a sort of a pinkish coloration as well on the stalk. And because watercolor is transparent, that works out really well if you want to do that sort of work. So just reinforcing a bit more that shadow area on the last petal. And if I did this for a final work, I would do even more dry brushing. So since this is a sketchbook practice, then I will leave it as is, and I won't do any more dry brushing, any more work on it. But it's okay like this. But otherwise, I would do that. And in here, I'm just mixing another darkening mix with a Windsor blue, red shade, and quinacridone magenta and transparent yellow. And this is to make that pink color a little bit darker still, so that I can reinforce even more certain areas of the flower which are uh, more in shadow. So and I'm using this darkening mix because it makes the color darker but doesn't change the color drastically. If I tried to make this darker with green, it would start turning into brown. So that's why I use a darkening mix for this type of work. So I hope you liked the video, And as I was saying, there is a full real-time version on my Patreon. And until the 18th of November 2024, there is a promotion where you can have the first month at half the normal price. So if you want to give it a try, just follow the link in the comments. Thank you so much for watching. And as usual, leave any comments that you have, and I will try to respond to you as soon as possible if you have any questions. And if you did like the video, like it and share it as normal. And I will see you in the next video. Bye.